Welcome back to Gabe Herman All-Star Sports NFL Playoff Edition. I'm your host, Gabe Herman. We're joined by co-host Rob. And Rob, we have a very, very special guest today. You've seen him on the show before, our senior NFL analyst, Michael Goldberg. Michael, how are you doing today?
It's great to be back. Thanks for having me back, Gabe and Rob. Happy New Year to you both. And it's playoff time, baby, and the Browns are in it.
Yes, sir. We're ready to talk some playoffs today. We're going to pick our games for this weekend, and then we're going to make some Super Bowl predictions. This is going to be a great show.
Yeah, I'm a Bengals fan, so I don't know what you guys are talking about as it relates to the playoffs, but I'm really happy for the Browns.
Same here. All right, let's jump right in. The first game you can watch at 1:05 p.m. today is Bills and Colts, and the Bills are favored by 6.5 points. Michael, who are you taking here, the Bills or the Colts?
I'm taking the Bills. Gabe, I had the chance. I know you're familiar with Matthew Goldberg, NFL insider, and I went to the Browns-Colts game earlier this year. Phillip Rivers is old and not good, and Josh Allen is young and good. So I'll take young and good over old and bad at quarterback this week.
These are two very good teams, but I think I'm going to take the Bills. Their defense is looking sharp. Josh Allen has had a phenomenal season. They have Stephon Diggs at wide receiver. I say if they might come out on top of the AFC, if the Chiefs don't make it to the Super Bowl, I think the Bills are going to be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and the Colts almost lost to the Bengals earlier in the year, so like Michael, I'm a little bit uncertain about the Colts prospects, so I'm with you on the Bills. I'll take the Bills as well.
The second game we're going to predict you can watch at 1:05 p.m. tomorrow is Ravens at Titans. This game can go either way. Obviously, the Titans beat the Ravens last year, and they're favoring the Ravens by 3 points here. This is a hard one for me to pick, but I think I'm going to take the Ravens. I think they're going to seek revenge. I think Lamar Jackson wants to prove that he can win a playoff game.
Michael, what do you think?
Well, thanks for asking. Always hated the Ravens ever since they stole the original Browns. Gabe, it was before you were born, but
Yep.
A lot of sadness here. So I'll be rooting for the Titans. The Ravens in the offseason, I was talking to a friend of mine who's a big Ravens fan. They beefed up their D-line. They've got some big bodies up there. So they think that they're ready for Derrick Henry, but I don't think they are. I think the Ravens are even though I did attend the Ravens-Browns shootout on Monday Night Football. The Ravens have been playing well, but I like the Titans, and I like Derrick Henry with his tree trunk thighs to run over that defensive line.
All I can say is that every time I look at the Ravens, every single player looks like Art Modell to me. So I'm going to go with the Titans just out of spite.
All right. Now, the next game we're going to predict is a very special one for me and Michael. I don't know how special it is for Rob. Browns Steelers tomorrow at 8:15 p.m. They're giving the Steelers 6 points. Michael, do you think the Browns have a shot at being able to pull this one out?
Well, I haven't been following the news that much this year, but apparently there's some sort of pandemic going on with this COVID thing.
Sorry, haven't heard of it.
Yeah, I haven't heard that.
But it's not been kind to the Browns the last few weeks, including this week. So we're out Joel Bitonio. Gabe, I know you're a big Michael Dunn fan, the offensive guard that'll be replacing Joel Bitonio, who has 0 NFL snaps this year. Who needs experience when you're playing Steelers in the playoffs for the first time in 18 years? Coach Stefanski will be in front of his Zoom, although as we had a few technical issues getting on. Shout out to Rob today. Coach Stefanski's not allowed to coach via Zoom, so he will be off mic. But Mike Freefer, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Mike Freefer. Anyone? Gabe? Rob? Freefer?
Sounds about right to me. What do you think, Gabe?
Coaching his second NFL game. So everything's against us. But that guy behind me, Mr. Baker Mayfield, who, by the way, hasn't practiced this week. I think they practiced for the first time yesterday because the Cleveland Browns facility has been closed. No one expects us to win. I think it's going to be tough for the Browns. The Steelers are bringing everybody back, but I'm hopeful. I'm going to pick the Steelers, but I think we're going to be competitive. Gabe, what do you think?
I think we can definitely be competitive. I think Baker is going to have a great game. He's got something to prove, and I think Baker's going to have a great game. The offensive line it's going to be rough for Baker. Or Steelers are obviously going to have a lot of sacks, and it's going to be hard without Coach Stefanski on the sidelines. But I think the Browns can keep this game a close one. I don't know if they're going to win, but I definitely say they can keep this game under a 10-point deficit.
Gabe, what do you think? What's your call? Are your Browns going to win? Michael's saying they're going to shock the world. Are you saying they're going to win? Are you enough of a Browns fan to say they're going to win?
Yes, I think they have. I think they're going to win. They're going to win by 3 points. Baker's going to have a great game. He's going to throw a game-winning touchdown to Jarvis Landry.
Whoa!
And the whole world is going to be shocked, and it's going to be absolutely great. And the Browns fans will be having the time of their lives.
Well, that's good to hear. And that backdrop that Michael's got is perfect for an upset today. So, Michael, well done. My only prediction, I'm going to leave my thoughts on the outcome to myself because I'm afraid that the two Browns fans on the call will be very mad at me. All I can say is that Nick Chubb, I think, will rush for more than 100 yards despite the weaker than usual offensive line. Other than that, I'm not going to lay any predictions down.
All right, Rob. I don't know. I think the Browns, they're going to win this one.
Okay. What else we got on the slate?
I hope your parents, Gabe, have money for therapy for you because being a Browns fan and predicting they're going to win a playoff game, you may need some counseling after this.
I think that's probably true. And I will say, to give a little bit of inside scoop, Michael and Gabe exchange texts all the time on the Browns. And Gabe's text to Michael was, I've been waiting forever for this when they made it to the playoffs. Mm. And I thought to myself that Michael and his prior generations of the Goldberg family have been waiting a bit longer than Gabe. Gabe feels like it's been waiting forever, but they've earned this one, and let's hope it continues.
Let's hope.
It's hard to keep track. I do text with a lot of 12-year-olds, Browns fans, just about things. Most of my friends are teenagers or preteens.
Yeah.
So, Gabe, glad to have you in that group.
I think it's an honor. It's an honor. All right, let's move on to the NFC now. We have Rams at Seahawks tomorrow at 4:40. They're giving Seattle 3 points here, but I don't know. I have this feeling inside my body that the Rams are going to be able to win this one. I mean, their offense is not looking great, but their defense is so strong. And I think if they can hold the Seahawks, the Rams are going to win this one.
Well, I know you've been a big John Wofford fan, Gabe, ever since his days at Wake Forest. Is that correct? You still have that Wofford jersey?
Yep, that's correct. I still have it. It's in my closet.
I know it's a game time decision, whether it's Wofford or Goff, but I'm going with the Seahawks. Russ, baby. Believe in Russ.
I'm going to go with the Seahawks as well, mainly because Pete Carroll chews the heck out of that gum every day on the sideline. So I appreciate the tenacity with which he coaches. So I'll pick the Seahawks by a dozen.
Okay. Moving on to the Buccaneers and the Washington football team. This is the biggest spread out of any game. The Bucs are favored by 8 points here. Washington has a great defense, but I think the Bucs are going to end up winning this game by a touchdown. Rob, what do you think?
Well, I'll give you my thoughts, and I'll turn it over to Michael. Washington, what did they win, 6 or 7 games? 6 games, I think? Seven, yeah. So, not the strongest of teams. Tom Brady just turned 70, but I think he's still got enough in him to pull this one out, and I think they'll win big. He's a winner. And plus he went to the University of Michigan, so that says a lot right there.
I mean,
Michael?
When you think about winning football, you really think about University of Michigan these days, really.
Thanks. Yeah, they gave Jim Harbaugh a contract extension for all of his victories against Ohio State, I think.
Nice.
So, yeah, that game, I don't see Washington coming out on top. Daniel Snyder is such a stand-up guy as the owner of the Washington football team. As I say that somewhat sarcastically, I don't think they're going to have much of a chance.
Yeah, I'm with you, Rob. I think Brady, because he's closer in age, Rob, to you and I, and then Gabe, he's got a playoff win in him. Probably the only one this playoff run, but I think the Bucs will take it.
Yeah. He wants to beat beat any team he plays, mainly to say that to Bill Belichick, I'm better than you. So we'll see how that goes.
Is it okay, Gabe, if I take my Browns hat off? It's getting a little schwitzy in here.
Yeah, you can go for it.
Okay.
The background makes up for it.
But you were wearing the same hat as Baker, so we give you props for that.
That's true.
Yeah.
True. Next, we have the Bears at the Saints. The Saints are favored by 6 points for this game. I think the Saints are going to have no problem coming on top. The Bears barely made it to the playoffs, and I think Drew Brees. I don't know if this is the year for the Saints. I mean, they've had so many shots, but I definitely think they're going to win this wild card game.
Yeah, Michael, I can't remember where Mitchell Trubisky went to high school. I think
Mentor, right outside of Cleveland. Good memory. Wow.
Yeah, but so I'm all for a Cleveland Bull to pull it out, but I don't think the Saints have had a lot of years in recent history where they've had heartbreak losses. I don't think this will be the week, so I think the Saints on top.
Yep, I'm also going with the Saints. Trubisky, local boy and Carolina alum. Big Stacy Goldberg, big Mitch Trubisky fans. But
well, with Anna Goldberg going to Duke, that might be controversial.
Absolutely.
Yes. So
go Blue Devils.
That's right. What else you got on the slate,
Well,
Gabe?
I've been waiting the whole show for this. I'm very interested to hear your guys' Super Bowl predictions. I want to know who's coming out of the NFC, who's coming out of the AFC, and who's going to win it all. Let's start off with you, Michael.
Well, thanks, Gabe. Joe Burrow and the Bengals looking great. Oh, sorry, they're turned on.
Joe Burrow's walking. That's something.
That
right?
is good. That is good. Will the Chiefs repeat? I think it looks likely. I think the Bills will give them a run. I like the Bills and the Chiefs, in the AFC Championship game with the Chiefs advancing. Just too much firepower on that offense. NFC-wise, I think it'll be interesting. There's been no dominant team. Could the Seahawks catch fire? Could there be an upset in the first round and someone emerge? Will Drew Brees, as you were saying, Gabe, will this be his final season? I do like Green Bay and Rodgers have been playing incredibly well. And so I'm looking at the Green Bay Chiefs Super Bowl with the Chiefs winning it all.
That's a very likely scenario to happen. Out of the AFC, I really like the Bills, but as Michael said, I just think the Chiefs have too much firepower. So I'm going to take the Chiefs coming out of the AFC. And on the NFC, it gets a little bit more interesting. There's a couple teams. There's actually a lot of teams that could really come out of the NFC. I mean, there's the Packers, there's the Bucks, there's the Saints, and there's Seattle. But I think in the NFC Championship, it will be Packers, Bucks. And I'm going to take the Bucks. I just have that feeling that Tom Brady is going to just play very well versus Aaron Rodgers, and the Bucks defense is going to do great. A Chiefs-Bucks Super Bowl, and I say the Chiefs are going to take it all.
Wow. I'm going to go in a little different direction. I think Belichick's going to want to hook back up with Brady next year, so he'll become the defensive coordinator of the Bucks. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to take the Saints and the Bills, just to be different than the two of you. If I'm right, I look like a genius. If I'm wrong, nobody will remember anyway. So, and I'm going to take the Saints to win it all, and I'll see the three of us in New Orleans for the Super Bowl parade post-COVID.
Nice.
So that's what I'm saying. And
socially distant, of course.
Of course.
Of course.
We'll wear masks as we see the beads coming down Bourbon Street. But I'm excited about the playoffs. This is my favorite time of the football season. And man, if the Browns can last beyond this week, that would be fantastic. Even though I'm a Bengals fan that suffered without a playoff victory in 30 years. I'm the longest streak in the NFL, by the way. I'm really pulling for the Browns here.
All I'm saying is I think the Browns are going to shock the world this week. But crossing my fingers for them.
Nice.
Good.
Love it.
All right, that's our show today. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Michael, do you have any final words for the viewers at home?
Well, just keep it going. I've been a big fan of Gabe Herman's All-Star Sports for years. And, I think you're building a following. The people are deciding with their clicks that this is the place really to get the latest and greatest information. And, ESPN's kind of on the downtrend, and I think Gabe Herman All-Star Sports is really on the up, and enjoy what you do on TikTok as well. And are you on TikTok these days?
Yes, I am, but we're gonna keep that username confidential.
Okay, all right. I was just guessing. Keep up the great work, Gabe, and yeah, look forward to more. If I'm invited back, look forward to coming back soon.
I may not survive this round of layoffs for Gabe Herman All-Star Sports. If I don't make it next time, the two of you carry on. I wish you all the best. I'll land somewhere. Maybe Gabe will hire me as a production assistant or something similar. But Gabe, great show, and I'm just proud to be a part of your show.
Thank you, guys. Hopefully the next time we do a show, the Browns will have won their playoff game. Hopefully, crossing our fingers. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's an honor. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. And go Browns.